So I am really sad to have to share this, but I wanted you all to hear it from me. Unfortunately, Hulu has decided not to move forward with Buffy New Sunnydale. I want to thank Chloe Zhao because I never thought I would find myself back in Buffy's stylish yet affordable boots. And thanks to Chloe, I was reminded how much I love her and how much she means not only to me, but to all of you. And this doesn't change any of that. And I promise, if the apocalypse actually comes, you could still beat me.
Hey, welcome to World Entertainment, and you've just heard it yourself from Buffy herself. Yeah, the brand new planned Buffy pilot to relaunch the series is no longer moving forward. They've pulled the plug officially. It's dead. It's done. Not happening. Now, they don't actually give a specific reason for it not moving forward, but there is a rumble in the works as to why, and it fits. It's actually one of those things you go, that makes complete sense. Now, a lot of people were looking forward to this reboot, which a lot of people think it was a full series that was ordered, and it wasn't. They had only ordered a pilot episode, which was interesting to see how long it was taking them to actually get this thing filming, because they were nowhere close to filming this apparently. And then they did start to film bits and pieces, because of course we did get the behind the scenes images, but it's now being pulled. So you're spending money that you've now just wasted because it's going to be on product nobody's ever going to see. But let's have a look at the article that talks about it, where it gives a possible reason for this thing being pulled. So Hulu is not moving forward with the Buffy reboot, ending the latest attempt to revive Buffy the Vampire Slayer for Disney-owned streaming. Reports say the pilot had been in development as the next chapter in the Buffyverse, with Sarah Michelle Gellar set to recur and Ryan Kira Armstrong lined up to lead as a new, younger Slayer. Sarah Michelle Gellar addressed fans in an Instagram video and said she was really sad to share that the project had fallen apart. She also thanked Chloe Zhao, saying Zhao helped remind her how much Buffy still means to her and to fans. Gellar added that even though the reboot is not happening, that does not change what the character represents. Ryan Kira Armstrong added her own thoughts on Instagram, thanking creatives and the fans, and noted, "It's not going anywhere, so who knows what the future will hold." Now, what she means by it's not going anywhere is she's not talking about the pilot's not going anywhere, but it sounds like she's talking about the franchise itself isn't going anywhere. So her saying, who knows what the future holds, is kind of like, that's an actress holding on to a glimmer of hope that they could do something different with it. So the reboot had attracted major attention because Chloe Zhao was set to direct the pilot. Original Buffy creator Joss Whedon was not attached to the project. The plan was not for a straight remake, but for a continuation focused on a new Slayer, with Gellar returning in a recurring role instead of leading the series full time. I think that's funny how that's being used, saying a recurring role, because just after watching Star Trek Starfleet Academy, where we were told the likes of Tatiana Maslany and the character of Tilly were going to be recurring roles, Tilly was in one episode, and it was the 7th episode of the series, and Tatiana Maslany only appeared in 3 episodes. So it's like recurring, you barely used them. So according to the trade reports, the pilot was titled Buffy New Sunnydale, but Hulu decided not to proceed. Now this is where it makes sense why. Deadline reported that sources described the project as not perfect and said Zhao's style may not have been the right fit for the material. Boom. Right there is telling you everything you need to know. Because Chloe Zhao did a movie about a woman sitting in a van driving around the country with next to no dialogue in it. Wins an Oscar and they immediately hand her a Marvel movie. Disaster. Now she's gone back to do her own stuff, the quiet movies, and what happens? She's up for Oscars again. And then they hand her, what? A Buffy pilot, and it's been pulled. So clearly, the woman cannot work in the action genre type of stuff. So why they keep handing her stuff like that, I don't know. So it's saying there had reportedly been talks of reworking the pilot as recently as early this week before Hulu made the call to cancel. So they were literally looking for ways to constantly rework it. And that is one of the things I have heard before, is that they've been working on stuff, doing it, wasn't working, gone back, rewrote it, tried it again, wasn't working. So it really seems to be, it was a mess. So Deadline also adds that it does not look like the end of Buffy at Hulu or Disney. The site reports that Hulu remains high on the Buffy IP and plans to regroup while considering a different version of the franchise. So while this reboot is dead, the Buffy brand itself is apparently still in play. All I can think of when I hear that is animation. That you're gonna try and go in the animation route. That's all I can think of when you hear like the IP is still in play, but blah blah blah, they're not going with this reboot. We don't know as of yet, but it is interesting, and I'm sure more information will start coming out as to why exactly they pulled the plug on this. Because again, they've been shooting it, they've been working on it for basically over a year at this stage. You know, to think it's been that long and they can't get a pilot done is insane. The amount of training we've seen, images and videos of Sarah Michelle Gellar and this young girl, what's her name, Kira Armstrong, who I think is like 14 or 15 now at this stage. I think she was only like 11 or something when she filmed Skeleton Crew. The two of them were working their asses off for these roles back in Buffy. And when you see all that preparation going on, all that training, the fact that they have filmed a bit, you've obviously paid Chloe Zhao to come in and work, which I wouldn't say was cheap. It was obviously probably not cheap to bring back Sarah Michelle Gellar. All of this stuff, building sets, everything else, and you pull the plug on it. It's like you've probably just wasted probably well over 100 million, and you're not even giving us an actual reason, except the reason of that Deadline was giving up. It sounds like they couldn't get the scripts right, but more so that it was Chloe Zhao's style that was not fitting with it. That to me makes perfect sense when you've seen the type of things she does compared to the things she's been handed. Like, here's a Marvel movie. You know, you made this movie for like 50 million. Here's 300 plus million. Have at it, and it's a disaster. And then it's like, should we give her something else? Yeah, give her Buffy and see what happens. And now it's dead. The interesting thing though is this doesn't look good, in my opinion, for Ryan Coogler's X-Files, because there's not a lot of people excited about that. You know, there was excitement about Buffy coming back. When X-Files was announced, people were like, no, X-Files is done, leave it alone, don't go near it. There's no interest for a Ryan Coogler-led X-Files. And again, like Buffy, that has only been given the go-ahead for a pilot. So if Hulu had no problem at this stage pulling the plug on Buffy, what's the chances that they could be looking at this new X-Files and seeing that there's no interest coming from the fan base for it, that they go, are we really going to waste money in this and nobody's going to watch it, that we'll end up cancelling it anyway? It's very possible. So I think as bad news that is for Buffy that they've pulled the plug, I think this also leans into it being bad news for Ryan Coogler's X-Files, that if he can't get that right, and if Hulu and Disney are looking and really seeing no interest in particularly new characters and no returning characters, yeah, they might just pull the plug. So we'll wait and see. But what do you guys think about Buffy's pilot, reboot, pilot, remake, continuation, whatever it is, being pulled, being cancelled, not moving forward? Are you upset about that? Are you surprised about that? Do you think that's the right decision? Or were you just flat out super excited to see it return? Let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.